That's because the man pays for the bills and all of that, and all your money goes to whatever you want to spend it on. I know how this works. I've been married.
But you would want the family to be able to live solely off of your husband's income.
100% solely off of my husband. I don't want...
That sounds great for the husband. He's just there like, all the pressure's on me! Yay! Woo! And we're back. Today we're watching a video where Courtney Ryan asks women, how much money should a man make to support their dream lifestyle? Now, the title says something about $650K not being enough. So I already know I'm going to be very upset during this video. I already know. So let's just get into it so I can scream and yell.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Courtney Ryan, and today we have a group of girls back with us. If you've never seen any of these girl videos that I've done in the past, what I do is bring on other women to get other women's perspectives. If you guys are a subscriber to my channel, you probably know where I stand on a lot of these topics. I have 400 videos covering my thoughts and opinions, but I think it's really enlightening and interesting to get the opinion of other women who maybe don't have a platform or who, maybe don't talk about these topics or even think about these topics. The point here is to get an honest opinion and reaction from these women, whether it be good or bad, honest nonetheless. In this video specifically, I'm going to be asking the women about salary preferences and average male income. I've got some statistics for them, and we're going to get through this together.
Everybody should actually should subscribe to Courtney Ryan and watch her videos because she does some really great content.
So let's get started. What is the ideal age for a guy that you are looking to be with?
So I just turned 27, so like 3 years older than that. So I would say between like 31, maybe 32, just depending on like when their birthday is.
So
why so tight? I don't like. Oh my God, it's like so specific. I feel like if you're 27, you could date somebody up to like 42, 45. Like, why does it need to be so like 3 years depending on their birthday? If their birthday is like, if it's 3 years and 3 months, then no, I'm out. Why is it so specific? If you connect with somebody who's 10 years older than you or 15 years older than you, then just be fine with it. It doesn't have to be so like precise. It's silly.
So I'm 27, and I would say I would want them to be older. So like my range that I look for is 28 to 35.
I think anyone within 3 to 5 years either way, but probably older. Yeah.
Okay, so maybe 33
potentially,
if you had to choose.
She's 30 years old. Like. Okay, I'm already getting a headache.
There's a lot of mature, this is just recently, there's a lot of mature people at the end of their 20s who I think I have good chemistry with, so I wouldn't like, and then there's people in their 30s, even in their early 30s, who act like they're so, like, they got a bum knee and stuff, and I'm like, okay, but, like, I don't feel broken yet. You can't.
Did they take an arrow to the knee? Skyrim, anyone? Skyrim? Okay, I know it's an old joke, guys, come on. Jesus.
Go for a run with me? Just like go down a weight at the gym. I don't get it. So I don't know. It's hard. It's hard.
Okay, do we want to go somewhere in the middle? Maybe 30.
Yeah.
Okay, 30.
Yeah. We'll
just go with your age.
I really like 28 to 36 max, or like 37 max. Like not in the 40s. Like still in the 30s.
Oh my God.
Because I feel like they've matured. They kind of have gotten settled in their careers. They know what they want. They're not really looking. There's less of a chance that you'll find somebody who is just looking to play games.
We like to think that, but that's generalization. I thought I knew what I wanted at 33, and apparently I had no freaking idea. Now I know what I want. It's years later.
Okay, and how old are you?
I'm gonna be 24 in November.
Okay.
So I'm pretty young.
By the time this video comes out, you'll be 24.
Okay.
So if we have to pick one age, you said between 28 and 36. What did we say, like 32?
Yeah, I would say 30. No, Probably like 30 is perfect to meet them, and then we can get married when they're like 32.
I feel like
It's good. 2
the
years till marriage.
bracket that I'm normally looking at, or the roster, I guess, I don't know, between like 29 and like, I don't know, 37, 38, I guess, because I just feel like all guys that are honestly between 24 to 28, they don't really want anything serious
She's really handsy.
at all.
I would say
She stereotyped us.
27.
Okay, and how old are you?
23.
I would have to say the person that I would marry right now would probably have to be between 32 and maybe 43.
Okay.
Between like 30 and 40s. Yeah, I'm 28. So
She's doing a big gap.
I feel like the person I'm with needs to be a lot more mature than me.
Okay. So do we want to go like 37? Just to
Yeah,
go
I
somewhere
would
in the middle?
definitely be with a 37-year-old.
Okay. So
For
we'll
sure.
we'll take that as the number.
Okay.
Thinking of your future, what % of the family income do you personally want to contribute? Like, do you want to be the breadwinner? Do you want
All
to
of it.
contribute 50-50? Do you want to be a stay-at-home wife or mom?
I would be comfortable contributing 50-50,
Okay.
but I would prefer that it be more so like 40-50.
Okay.
Like me
40-60?
contributing-
Like you
Yeah.
the 40, them the 60?
Yes.
40, 50, this 10%, we just lose it. It's just gone. Oh my God. That'll be the kids. The kids have to work. They got to be like chimney sweeps or something and make that extra 10% up. That sweatshop labor making shoes, making iPhones. I don't know. Uh, I'm expecting every single woman to not to. I'm expecting every single woman to say that they either want 50-50 or less than that. Like they'll do like 40-50, or now I said it, 40-50, 40-60, 70-30. Well, like the guy will do 70, they'll do 30. Like they don't want to do more than the guy. That's what I'm expecting.
I'd be okay with. I never thought of this. I don't know. These weren't the things that I fixated on the most when I envisioned my partner. But if I had to throw it out there, like maybe half or a little under half, I'm probably.
We'll go 50-50 top.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh. So I personally, I would not mind contributing like majority, but I would say no more than 70% of household income.
So I really want to be a stay-at-home mom. So
She actually went majority. I am surprised. She said no more than 70. Still, she's the majority. Okay. All right.
like if that doesn't work out with the person I'm with, then it doesn't work out, but that is like how I picture myself as a mom and a wife, so I guess I wouldn't be contributing financially.
I don't want.
I like that. I like that, the fact that she wants to stay with the kids. I don't know. I think that is nice because that's what I had with my mom. And then when we were older, she worked part-time, like as a baker, which was like whatever, like add some income. But it was nice to have mom around. Like I think until we were like 10 or 11. Basically until you could like stay home by yourself.
Want any of my income to be needed in the family. I want the man to be.
That's because the man pays for the bills and all of that, and all your money goes to whatever you want to spend it on. I know how this works. I've been married. I know.
100% the supporter, but that doesn't mean that I'm not going to work and I'm not going to have my own business or whatever.
But you would want the family to be able to live solely off of your
Yes,
husband's income.
100% solely off of my husband. I don't want.
That sounds great for the husband. He's just there like, all the pressure's on me. Yay! Woo! These double standards. We love them.
Me to have to use my income at all, but that's not because I'm not going to be working or I'm not going to have my own like.
Of course, how are you gonna buy those
going on.
purses
It's
and
just
stuff
because I
and
want
clothes?
the freedom to be able to take care of my kids for the first like 7 years of their life. I want to be a stay-at-home mom and be with them.
What was that? A stay-at-home mom? That's like, it sounds like Wisconsin or something.
Basically 24/7. I think that's important in the family structure. So that's pretty much the only reason why.
Yeah, but then later, so you're saying what happens later? So you're working, so then you're going to be like taking over some responsibilities. The challenge with all of this is that you're not working for like 7 years or 8 years or whatever it even has to be, because it depends how many kids you have. You're going to be pregnant. You're going to be on like you're not going to be working while you're pregnant. You're going to be on maternity leave, right? And then you're going to be recovering after pregnancy. And if you have 2, 3 kids, whatever, just think that's if you have them all back to back, that's 3 years gone plus 7 years of looking after your kids after that. So, because it sounded like she wanted to wait till the kid was like 7 years old. So now you're out of work for 10 years. And then it's like, well, then I'm going to start working. Okay. It's hard. I'm not saying this to make fun of them. I think it's just a hard. It's like you're going to be starting at square one, essentially. So this is why we do the whole you partner up, you get married, and you have somebody who can support you, and like the guy can just keep working and keep growing the career or keep making the money, so you don't have that pressure. And like, it's rough, man. It's tough. But I think it's admirable the fact that she wants to stay home with the kids, at least for a certain period. I think that's very nice for your kids.
Okay, so you would choose stay-at-home mom. So 0%, we'll say.
Yes.
Okay.
I think 50-50 is definitely acceptable, and that's what I'd enjoy. I wouldn't enjoy feeling like someone has to take care of me. I don't like relying on people or men or really anyone for money. I think that's totally just unacceptable. That's just how I was raised.
I mean, it's interesting, right? Like, and I've heard this from many women now too. They feel that way. They're like, I don't want to feel like somebody's relying on me. But that's literally what men were doing. That's what they were doing this whole time. And that's literally how it's like discussed with us, is that you will be the ones looking after the family, and they will be dependent on you. So you better do your best, kind of thing. Like, you better work hard, get things done to make sure your family's looked after. If this was role reversal and we had women doing that, at least with this current idea that we have, right? Like, it wouldn't work. It wouldn't work. I guess if it was full role reversal and we told them from like birth, you need to be the provider. I mean, that'd be different. But based on how it sounds now, it's just like they're not willing to share. It's like, no, like, you do you and I do me. I don't want you depending on me. You better have your own shit worked out. Or you're looking after me. Except for that one lady, she said 70%, which was surprising. But I feel like that's also because the black community, I don't know what it is with the black community, but they have this whole thing with like the black females being like, you go get a girl, you don't need no man, you gotta earn lots and be the breadwinner and stuff. And I don't know what that's all about, but I just feel like that's a black community thing for some reason.
If I'm painting a picture, if it's my ideal life, I would love to just be a stay-at-home wife with some hobbies and, raising a family, because that's just the way I grew up. I had a stay-at-home mom, and it was just a really good environment to have.
So she has gone from, in the last video, where she's like, well, I want, this hot guy who makes 35K, like basically does like nothing, right? Like the guy he's got, well, not nothing, but he has a job, but he's not making a lot of money. And then she was going to be the breadwinner and giving him an allowance. Oh, here's your money. Just go do your hobby, honey. To, oh, I want this guy looking after me so I can stay home and do my hobbies. It's like, how can you say two of those things in like the same session of these questions, and then like sit there and be like, yeah, you've just confused everybody. Like, we don't know what you're doing. Or, I don't know. Or she's super dynamic. Maybe that's how I should view it. She's very dynamic and adaptable. I'm going to view it in a positive light.
Okay, so ideally that's what you would want.
100%. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I want to talk about your ideal lifestyle. So thinking about a house, how many bedrooms, how many square feet, what are we thinking?
I mean, I don't need anything, crazy spacious, but I definitely do want a big enough home where everybody can have their own, individual selves and space to feel comfortable. So just depending on lifestyle and family, at least 3 to 4 bedrooms for sure, 2 full baths because God forbid there's more than one girl in the house. That'll be drama. And definitely like a big backyard. So at least 5 acres, to roam on is what I aspire to have. And then
5 acres.
Square footage on a house, I really don't even know how to like scale something like that. I don't like 4,000 to 5,000 square feet, maybe.
What? Okay, I don't think she understands like sizes of things, like what she's saying. Like if you want to have 3, 4 bedrooms, okay? I had a 2-story house that had technically it was 4 bedrooms. There's one in the basement, but whatever. Like just 3 normal bedrooms. It was 17 like 50 square feet. You don't need 4 or 5,000. And also, I think I don't know, we always talk about like kids should have their own bedrooms and stuff, but some of the best times and best memories I have growing up is sharing a bedroom with my brother. When we were younger, we had like bunk beds, but they weren't actually stacked. They were like separated, but whatever. And we used to have so much fun. Like he'd do like nighttime stories, and like with a nightlight, he'd do like a puppet show, like shadow puppets and stuff. And I don't know, we'd like read Archie comics and talk, and well, we also fought and stuff too. But a lot of the best times were like those nighttime routines and stuff that we did. Just when we were going to bed, we had like an hour or two, like we hung out in the room. I mean, there's something to be said about that. I think though, when you're probably like a teenager, then you should probably have a separate room. I think it makes sense, especially if they're different genders.
Okay, what you described sounds close to that.
Like that, if
No,
I
it
need to go
doesn't.
bigger, obviously, we'll go bigger. That's no question. But just a nice, comfortable size home.
Okay, and then how many kids do you want?
2 to 3. If I, 2 boys and a girl would be ideal.
Okay, and what about a car? I know you like cars.
Yeah, if it could be anything, if it's my dream, it'd probably
BMW.
be a Pagani BC, which is like a
I don't know what
hypercar,
the hell
but-
that is.
I don't even know what that is.
Oh my gosh, they're so sexy. So that would be,
How much is that car?
I don't even know, probably at least like 1.5 mil for sure.
my
At
God.
least. I don't
Look, guys, look. If you just save up like 1.5 million, you buy that car, you can get this woman. She will date you. There is hope for all of us. Just save up that 1.5 mil. You're good. Just pick it up, drive by her house. She's in. She's down.
Okay,
even
so
know.
what about not the dream car, but
something more realistic that I
yeah.
would get.
Okay,
just to give us a
BMW.
ballpark, like a kind
Yeah.
of range.
Acura.
Maybe like some sort of like F12 Ferrari, like an A12 Superfast would be super cool, or maybe like a 458.
Okay. How much are those?
Would
Like
be
80?
ideal. No, those are probably depending like 300,000 to 525K.
What are you talking about, woman? What are you talking about? Literally, if you lease like an $80,000 car right now, well, the interest rate's kind of high, but like right now, your payments are going to be like $1,400, $1,500 a month for an $80,000 car at like whatever, like 6.5, 6.9% interest rate. Okay. Now you're talking about 300 and 400,000 whatever. This is insane. This is insane. In a depreciating asset, in an asset that is literally going to constantly lose money. It's not like you're Floyd Mayweather and you drive a car, and just because you're Floyd Mayweather, people are like, I want to buy that car, and then you sell it for more money because Floyd drove it. You're just some person. Holy.
Just
All right.
depending on what you go with, and
She's a car girl.
love them.
All right, and then what about vacation? How important is travel to you? Like international? What are we thinking?
So I've not done any crazy international travels personally, but I'm always open to exploring. And I love the oceans. So like French Polynesian Islands would be super cool to vacay for a little while, or I don't even know, Australia, something
So it's
like
something
that.
you'd like to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
It's not a huge priority for me, but it's definitely something that is on the list.
The car is more important than the vacation.
Yeah.
This honestly, this just comes off like she doesn't understand money. Like she hasn't really been working and been getting a paycheck and seeing taxes being taken out and then spending on rent and food and your bills and then seeing, oh, I got $500 left. You know what I mean? Like it just seems like someone who's disconnected from reality. I think she's like 24 or something. Maybe she hasn't really started working or she's just living the rich life. I don't know, but just totally disconnected.
So if I was a stay-at-home mom, it would be because we're financially okay without me working. And like if we were in a position where that wasn't the case, then I would 100% work and like be fine with that. But I want to have like 3 kids, so you'd have to have a bigger house for that. So I don't even know because I've never owned
4
a home.
bedrooms.
Maybe like, I don't know what's normal. Like is 3,000 square feet normal? That might be big.
Yeah, would you
3,000 square feet for 3 kids is probably on the big side. You probably only need like 2,000 square feet, realistically. You don't need that much.
say like 4 bedrooms? Like
Yeah.
a 4-bedroom home, something like that?
Yeah.
Okay, and then what about like cars? Would you want to drive a luxury car? Or do you not really care about that?
I don't care about cars. I know a lot of people do. Like I drive a Mazda and I'm like perfectly happy with it. So that's
Hey, realistic, realistic. That was like one of the first cars. That was the first car my brother bought was a Mazda. I went the Honda route, but hey, you know, whatever. It's like same sort of thing.
it's not a big thing to me.
Okay, and then what about vacations? Would you want to travel internationally, things like that?
Yes, I love traveling. Like I think experiences are like the most like invaluable thing in life. So I would love to be able to travel domestically and internationally.
How many square feet would your house be?
Oh, minimum 23.
Okay.
2,300
All
square
right,
feet.
she knows. And how
Why
many
is that so
kids?
specific?
So that kind of depends on the person. I would be okay with none. And also, like, it just depends on their values. I would say, ideally, though, my max would be 4.
Okay. What about a car?
I want a car where it's nice and it stays nice. I know ideally if you have kids, that's not going to happen. But I would like, personally for me, an SUV, Cadillac Escalade, you know, the OG like mom car of like, well, back in the day.
The OG soccer mom car, you know, going to the soccer practice in your Escalade. Next to you is another Escalade filled with drug dealers.
I would say.
Okay. And then what about vacations? Do you want to travel internationally? Is travel important to you?
Yes. Travel internationally. I would love to go to Maldives. More tropical environments.
Okay, describe your ideal lifestyle. So house. What's your house? How many square feet?
Shoot, like I never even thought of this.
The way she says it every time, she's like, "Oh my God, I never even thought of this." Like, she says it like she's high. I don't know, but she is a skater chick, so hey.
Okay, what about how many kids do you want?
I thought in terms of like family, this guy's got to be funny. We need to have inside jokes. Like, kids probably if we're financially able to, like maybe 3 kids.
Okay, 3 kids. So maybe like 4-bedroom house.
Sure.
Okay, and what about car? Do you care about a car?
I like my Jeep.
Okay. What about vacation?
The cheapest normal car is Dodge and Chrysler, right? So it's actually probably cheaper.
Do you want to travel internationally? Is that important to you?
I feel like vacations is where I kind of would like to be financially stable enough to do fun things like that. And yeah.
I don't care about the square footage of the house. I just want it to have enough space for me and however many kids we have. If we have 1 kid, we can just have 1 bedroom for them, like an extra bedroom, so a 2-bedroom house. If I have 5 kids, then I want to have a 5-bedroom house.
You can buddy up, man. You gotta buddy up. I said butter up. You gotta buddy them up. This is a good experience. You put a couple kids together in a room, especially when you're younger. It's a good experience. I don't know why everybody thinks they need to have like separate rooms. Some people, like literally my parents, my dad in particular, there's 13 kids in the family, okay? They had a house with like 3 bedrooms. How do you You know the parents were taking one of the grandparents also lived there. Actually, you know what? Sorry, the grandparents they had their own like little cabin. I'm sorry. So there was two bedrooms for these kids. There must have been three, four kids at any time sleeping in a room together. They were kind of spread out in age, so I'm assuming some of them left, so the other ones failed and took the space.
Or a 6-bedroom house because we need a bedroom.
So I'll ask you then, how many kids do you want, like ideally?
I want 2 kids.
Okay.
Ideally.
So we'll base the house off the 2 kids. So you would want like a 3-bedroom, right?
No, you want
I would
4-bedroom.
want
You need an
3-bedroom,
office.
yeah. Maybe like an office added. But I don't care about any luxury finishes or whatever.
So no marble flooring, no hardwood, can be linoleum, and that snip-in floating floor, like the fake wood. It's fine.
would want it to be nice. I don't really care about like a swimming pool or anything crazy like that.
Oh.
It doesn't matter if we're super wealthy. I still would want to like be within our means,
Okay.
like within our needs.
Okay. What about a car? Do you care about the car?
I do kind of care about cars. I do like luxury cars. I think they're nice and
Look, you can get a Lexus or an Acura. They're very reliable. They're very reliable and they're luxury because Toyota is very reliable and Honda's very reliable. And they're not that much more than just getting that. And they're a luxury vehicle. They're reasonable. They got good resale value.
I think they're sexy. But again, I would never go above. I would never want to be struggling because we're paying a crazy car payment. It's only if we had enough money that we could afford a luxury
That's
car.
realistic.
And even then, like, I wouldn't want like a Lamborghini. I like BMW and Mercedes just because they look nice. But I would get like just a nice car that I could drive my kids around, and then my man can drive whatever car he wants. I would definitely like
A Tesla Cybertruck. Controversial, I know. A lot of people hate the way it looks.
luxury car.
Okay, so ideally you would like a luxury car. What about vacations? Like, do you want to travel internationally? Is travel important to you?
Travel is very important to me. It was ingrained into the way that I grew up. Like, I've been traveling. I've been to like 10 countries. I love traveling, so I want to keep that up.
Yeah, so she has, because her parents have basically introduced her to traveling. Now she's going to expect certain traveling. That's why it's kind of nice when you date somebody who has no expectations like that. Like they pretty much stayed like in their area or they went on like one trip or something. Because then it's not like there's not like these high expectations right away. And it's like, well, I used to do this with my family, so now we have to do it. It's just like you guys may go on the trips, but it's not like it's some weird expectation thing. It's more like, wow, we get to go on this trip, and it's like it's more of like a, I don't want to say genuine excitement thing, but like kind of like that. I don't know how to describe it. I think you guys know what I'm saying.
Okay.
Job that I have or the job that my husband has is going to be some sort of income that is not based off of them working, if that makes sense. Like, I would want my husband to own a business.
What does that mean? If he owns a business, he still has to work. You don't just get to own a business and not work. How do you like? The only way that happens is that after you've had the business for a certain amount of time, you might get to a point where you've delegated things, and so like it kind of can run a bit without you, and you're doing your less. But it's like that takes so long. You're talking about somebody who's been in business for a long time at that point. Like you just can't like walk away from your business. Disconnected from reality. Reality disconnected.
Own a business, and it would be able to run or function without us, and we should be able to never have to we'll always be retired, or we're never retired. Either one.
So like passive income, I guess, is what that is.
Yeah, I would want to be. That is a goal. Yes, just to get to passive income.
That just sounds like then you should have like a pile of rental properties and have a property management company look after it, and then you just collect like whatever, three, four, $500 a month off of each one of your properties after all the expenses and stuff. Like that's all it.
I'm gonna go with like, I feel like 21 to 2200 square feet.
Okay, that's reasonable. How many
That is
kids do you want?
reasonable.
Well, I haven't had one yet, so I don't really know what that pain endurance is really gonna be like.
It's gonna be fine. You just do the breathing, the what is that? It's all good. Oh my God. I can see it being scary though. Like it's something you've never experienced, so it's just be like, like, what is it gonna be? Oh, it's like getting your first needle. It's like you don't know what it's gonna feel like, and you're like, oh my God, it's gonna get my skin. And then it happens, and you're like, oh, it wasn't that bad.
So for right now, I'm gonna stick with 2. I'll say that, and probably about like 5 bedrooms in the house. You always have to have an extra bedroom, and then the walk-in closet has to be in my bedroom.
All right, that might be a little more than 2,000 square feet. What about a car?
No. Come on. 2,000 square feet, a 3, 4 bedroom place. That's totally doable. That's totally doable. The walk-in closet. I mean, I had 4 bathrooms in 17,500 or 1750. It's fine. And we had a walk-in closet and everything. It's not that crazy.
Do you need a luxury car? What, like, are you okay with regular car?
No, I'm not okay with a regular car. I'm not at all. I love cars. I feel like when you get...
This is weird. Is this a thing now? It used to be like women weren't that into cars. And now it seems like more women are into cars. Is this like weird? Because at one point in my life, I bought a BMW because I was like, I like cars. So I bought a BMW 445 or whatever, the bigger engine of the 400 series. And it was like, I remember driving it around and I got lots of attention, but it was all from dudes. It was all from dudes, and they were like in their 40s, 50s. Never did I get any attention from a woman because of my car. Except when like I wanted a date and they got in my car and they're like, oh, nice car. But it was like never a thing. And now it's been multiple women here talking about cars.
Get into it every morning, or you're getting out of work, or you're getting out of work, going to your car. It's something that you look at and you're like, damn, like I'm happy I'm working for something good, and that makes me feel good. It makes me happy. So I enjoy having a nice car.
Okay.
I had a Mercedes that I really enjoyed. And then I've had Volkswagens, and I have one now, and I love Volkswagens. So I say those top 2 are good. Acuras are cool, but definitely Mercedes and Volkswagen.
Do you know Volkswagen is not on the same level as a Mercedes or Acura? Volkswagen is like a normal brand. It's like equivalent to like Toyota, Honda, GM, Dodge. Well, okay, maybe Dodge, GM, and Ford are a little bit lower because they're like the North American companies, and this is like Volkswagen is from Germany or whatever, but it's still like it's equivalent to like a Honda, Toyota, Hyundai kind of thing.
I feel like those are my top tier faves.
Okay. What about vacation? Do you want to travel internationally? How important is travel to you?
Well, let me tell you.
Oh,
Extremely
tell
important.
us.
I would like to travel to Fiji, like really badly. I'd love to go to Italy. I'd love to go to, Tuscany,
All right.
Greece.
Big vacays. All right.
Big vacays. They go on and on and on.
I want to go to Tuscany. I heard like I just want to go there for the food. Maybe it's because I'm a fat guy. But I just think there's gonna be some really good food there. I wanted to do a bicycle tour though, because I like to cycle. Do like a bicycle tour around Italy. That would be cool.
So how many kids do you want? You have one right now, correct?
Yes, so I have one child. I like to have one child. I'm enjoying this. Don't feel like I'm ready for another kid just because I still view myself as a young person, and I feel like children can be limiting in a lot.
So what happened? Tell us the story. Were you in a relationship? Was it a mistake, an oopsie? Did you use protection?
A lot of ways, especially since I am single. But if I had a partner, I think I would like to have 1 to 2 more children, so 3 altogether.
Okay.
By the time I'm 32. Like once I turn 32, I think I'm cool. Like I'm gonna be comfortable with my one child for the rest of my time here.
Okay. So if you did have more kids, you would want them to be before you turn 32.
Yes.
Is what you're saying. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So now thinking about, okay, we'll just say maybe
She better get moving then and find a man, because she don't got much time.
you want 3 kids. We'll go with that for the number. How many square feet would your house be? How many bedrooms would it be? Ideally.
If I had 3 children, though, I would definitely want at least 5 bedrooms. Because if I had family members that wanted to stay over, I could put them in that room, and then I could have like another room for a different purpose, like an office space.
What about a pull-out couch? Like, that's why you have pull-out couch. Somebody just like sleeps down there.
Or, you know, a computer room.
Right. And then what about a car? Like, are you a luxury car type of gal? Do you not care about the car?
So I'm practical
that
with
smile.
cars. I feel like I drive so much and I have a child. So my car needs to accommodate my lifestyle. However, I would definitely have like a car that I would use day to day. And then I would probably have like a more luxurious car that I would use recreationally, alone or like with my mans.
Yeah, I mean, you're one person. You do need 2 cars. I mean, really, come on. Like, you could have your one car, which is like your beater car. You know, that's gonna be like $400 or $500 a month. That's fine. You know, just take the kids. But when you're going out into town, you need that $1,000 car payment. You know, for the other time.
So, and I wouldn't have like a modern sports car. Like my luxury car would be like an old Grand National or something like that. Like pimped out.
Perfect. And then what about vacation? How important is travel to you? Like international travel? Is it something you prioritize?
Yeah, travel's actually really big to me. I like to go different places and experience different cultures and foods. I think that it's really nice to do that with my daughter as well. It kind of shows her something different than what she's used to day to day. So
Keeping all these things in mind, what you would like your ideal life to look like, what would you say, what would you want his income to be? If you're going to be a stay-at-home mom, like what kind of range would his income be?
I'm scared.
That's tough because I feel like I would have to like break down like how much it actually like costs to have kids and like travel and the house and all that, and I don't really know, but I think for me to be comfortable like staying at home and not working, like I feel like this is gonna sound bad. I feel like 300,000, like I guess if they made less than that, I feel like we wouldn't have the lifestyle I wanted, so I would work.
Right.
Oh, totally normal. I mean, 300,000, it's like the top 1%. I mean, it's all good. All good. Top 1%. It's going to be easy, girl. You got to find that so easy. Like nothing. I mean, I'm with you all the way. And he's going to be your height requirement too. He's not going to be shorter than you, and he's not going to be overweight, and he's just going to be like a hot looking guy. You're going to get it all in that 1%. Yeah.
But you're talking ideal lifestyle. Like this is your dream life, 300K for you to be able to
I think so.
be a stay-at-home mom
And
not
have
to
3
worry about
kids
it.
and all that, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Like life's expensive.
I would just like to preface this.
Her life is expensive. Oh my God. A lot of people like have good lives off of 120 because they both make like 60 and they get 120. So if you're with, I don't know, a computer science major and he worked for 10 years, he would be making 120. Just depositing that little tidbit out there, guys. Yeah, so then you could just not work and he could work and he would be super happy because he's a computer science guy and he just wants any woman. Okay, we're not that desperate. We're not that desperate, but we are a little desperate. Okay. Okay. But nerds are becoming cool now. I know this. It's all that Marvel stuff and Dungeons and Dragons. Like more people are playing. More people are playing.
saying this is not do or die. But based on where I'm at, if he makes between anywhere from 70 to 100K.
I would have to say 127.
That was realistic. 70 to 100K was super realistic. I appreciate that.
Ideally, like if they're in an industry where they do have longevity and they know like, hey, every single year I'm gonna get a raise between like 3 to 5%, which, you know, just depends.
That never
like,
happens.
I would be comfortable with that.
That never happens. Oh my God. Every time I go for a raise, if I'm lucky, it's like 1-2%. It's total BS. They're always like, well, we gave you a 2% raise last year, and you know, inflation has gone up, so we actually can't give you any raise this year. That's literally what happened this year. They're like, we can't give you any increase because of inflation in the company, blah 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 X. And I'm just sitting there like, so inflation goes up 7% or whatever the heck it went up this year, 8%. So everything costs more, but I can't get any more money. So it's basically my salary has gone down 8% is what you're telling me. Thanks. Thank you. The best way to make more money is you work, at least work for me, is you work at one place for a few years, get some experience, and then when you just apply to new jobs, and every time you go to a new job, you increase how much you ask for because that's the best time for you to have negotiating power. It's the best time. It's when you're in the company, it's so hard to make more money. Just go to the new job or come back with an offer from a new company to the company you're at and say, hey, they're offering me, I don't know, 85, you're paying me 70. So you need to make it the same or whatever, and I will stay. Sometimes that works too.
$500,000?
Oh, shit.
Is that bad?
Oh, shit.
I know that 1% of men make $500,000, or like less than 1% of.
Not even, yeah, less than 1%, girl. Like are you like 20? She's like in her mid-20s or something. Like, people don't make $500,000 till like their 40s. Okay, I'll put it on the screen.
Men or something.
I'd say probably 150 to $250,000 a year. That's my guess.
Okay. And you would contribute also 50-50,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Hers is like the top 2%. Or like 1.5%. I don't know. Why does everybody, it's like everybody can't have the top 1-2%. I mean, oh my God. I feel like I'm going to be a Just Pearly Things person now and be like, are you a top 2% woman? Are you a top 1% woman? Huh?
You'd be willing to do up to 50.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So keeping all of this in mind, we just painted your ideal life.
Yeah.
For the 27-year-old man, what would his
work so hard.
income ideally be? Like have to
What would
be
it
So
have
happy
to
about
be?
that.
to support this life?
Which is so funny because I saw this video the other day where it was saying like, if your wife can spend more than you make, like you need to make more money. So
Oh my God, get out of here. Please, take her away. Take her away. Take her out of here. I don't want to see it. You're gone. Go. I don't want to see it at all. You go. If your wife can spend more money than you make, you need to make more money. This is the... Baby Jesus, please. Please give me the strength, baby Jesus. Give me the strength to talk properly to this woman. It is so easy for somebody to just waste money. Like, no joke. I've been there. Just wastefulness. It's just like, oh my God. Nobody, whoever made this video that she's referring to on TikTok or wherever it is, it needs to be like smacked upside the head. That's what needs to happen.
it really just depends. But I mean, just to have like a really decent lifestyle and you know, be supported well, like 150 maybe to 250,000 a year would be comfortable for sure.
How does that align with any of your dreams? You want a freaking Ferrari. Like, what are you talking about? Even if you're making 150, I don't understand how you're getting there. Like, none of this makes sense. It's just like, I feel like there's people like throwing out numbers and having no idea about anything. That's what this is. That's what this is. Well, I shouldn't say that. The skater chick, she actually seemed more reasonable.
The more the merrier, but that'd be comfortable.
I was just having this conversation with my friend, and she was like, you have to manifest a husband, girl. Like, you have to really think about the lifestyle that you want to live when it comes down to vacations and how many kids you want to have. And just like the lifestyle that you want to have. And I feel like ideally my husband needs to be making like 650,000. I feel like there's beauty and growth getting to that point.
Okay.
You know, because at the end of the day, I'm going to contribute, you know, more than what I'm contributing now.
Yeah.
No, but ideally, I would.
I don't. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No. Just no. Just no. 650,000. What is she on? Did she take some medication before coming on this with alcohol? Like, and you have a child. She already has a child by another man, and she thinks her man needs to make 650K. I mean, she'll be lucky if she gets somebody who makes 100K. Like, this is redonkulous.
Want someone to be able to match my hustle. So like, if I'm making this much and I have this lifestyle, this person cannot have a lesser lifestyle than me. Otherwise, it is not going to work out.
Oh, shush. And this is why women can't find any man, because you have this idea where it's like, well, maybe she will make 200,000 or whatever it is, right? Maybe she actually will make that money. So now she ends up limiting herself because she's saying, I won't date somebody who makes less than me. So let's say she's making 200,000 because she's hustling, she's doing whatever. I don't know what the heck she's doing, but she's doing something, okay? The amount of men who make that is way reduced. And then she has a child, and then like all these other factors. I'm just like, oh my God. Oh my Lord.
Yeah. So you said you would want to contribute 40% max.
Right.
So if they're making 650, that would mean you would be making 400,000.
And that sounds great to me, unless I could be making more.
Okay.
Just, what does she do right now that she thinks she's going to be making that? I just, the average person doesn't make more than 60 in their lifetime, or or max 60, I think, when they get quite older. But it's like people don't make it. They usually make in the 50s, especially once you're in your 30s. From your 30s to your 65, it's like all 50s pretty well. So like, and that's 50%. That's average. That's 50%. And then at the very top end, when you get to like the 1%, in like your 30s and your 40s, it's anywhere from like 300,000 to like 500,000 roughly.
Okay. What do you think is the median income for age 31?
As of right now, I think
56.
It's probably like between mid 50s, maybe 60.
It's $45,000.
Wow. I was wrong.
Yeah. What do you think the top 25% of men are making at 31?
I think it's probably in my range of like that mid, like maybe like 57.
What?
70.
70. Oh, okay.
Top 10% of men.
I'd say.
Oh, she said top 10% of men at 31. I'm going to say 120.
90.
111. You're close. Okay. And then what about the top 1% of men?
Ooh, I would say 120.
252.
Wow. Okay, that
Top
jumps
1%.
pretty high.
So you.
She's actually surprised, but it's like that's 1%. And just think of all the other women who would like to be dating that 1% guy. Or maybe the guy's like an asshole, or maybe he doesn't fit your criteria too, or maybe he's already married. Like
You're asking 127 is closest to the top 10% of men. So I would say it's probably top 5% at 31, if I had to guess. So only the top 5% of men at 31 are making $127,000.
That's insane. That is crazy.
But it's kind of crazy because over 70% of men never make $100,000 even one time in their life. 70% of men. So that means only 30% of men are, well, actually 23 last year in 2021, only 23.4% of the male workforce made $100,000. And that's factoring in all ages, not just, you know, guys under 32 or whatever it is. You assume most of them are a little bit older.
Yep.
Right, are making, oh my gosh.
I don't know, maybe 80.
It's actually 41,000.
You're lying.
For a 27-year-old.
I just feel like everything is so expensive nowadays. Like, I guess yeah, that's fine. No worries. Cut it in half.
41,000. That's
Shorty will bring it home.
Okay, I know she's making a joke, but she just seems so disconnected from reality. Error, disconnection.
That's the median. And then what do you think the top 25% of men at 27 make?
I guess that's it. Let's change up the perspective. Maybe 60K?
61. Yep,
Okay.
close. And then what about the top 10%?
Top 10? 75?
91. Okay, so
Okay.
you're under there. And then what do you think the top 1%ers at 27 are making?
Oof, like 200K.
Spot on.
Yeah.
203. Yep.
Yeah, awesome.
Yep. So you want a 1% man at 27.
It seems like that's all we want nowadays with these 1%ers.
Median income never.
Yep. She's right. All they want now is these 1%ers because I don't know what, social media. Everybody's just watching like, oh, they went on this vacation. Oh my God, I need to go on that vacation.
Eclipse is 65,000 regardless of age. So 70 to 100 is above the median.
Well, somebody's gonna have a sugar mama.
Oh my God.
Not 300,000. I mean, the median, I'm gonna guess like, I don't know, is it like 80?
It's $48,000 for
Okay.
32.
Okay.
Yeah, and even at
That's
the
crazy.
even at the top 35, which was the end of your range.
Yeah.
The median is $52,776.
So my expectations are not realistic.
So you said you want 500K, but what do you think the median income is for a 30-year-old?
500K.
60K? 70K? 50K.
It is $45,000.
45.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah, that's the median. Now, what would you guess if you had to the top 25% of men or people at age 30?
Well, if that's the medium, then the top 25, like 60?
73. And then what about the top 10% of men?
100?
Close, 108. What about the top 1%? Top 1% of men at 30.
Well, I thought it was 500,000, but you said no, so 400,000.
338. Yeah, so
The look of the cognitive dissonance is just going in like the facts are going in. It's like challenging belief. Just like, oh my God. Destroying everything in her brain. Just like, it's just fireworks. It's like things blowing up. It's just like.
let's see.
I mean, 338 is still okay.
For a 32-year-old, what do you think the median income is
38 is still okay.
for this age specifically?
For a 42-year-old?
32-year-old.
32-year-old.
The age that you chose.
I'm going to go with probably like 85K a year.
It's $48,000. The top 25% of men, guess how much that is at 32?
Wait, say that once more.
The top 25% at 32 years old.
I don't know. Now I'm even nervous to answer the question. I guess like maybe 125.
77. Top 10% is 120. And the 1%ers at 32. 1%. This is men and women. 1% at 32. 320,000.
I feel like she just looks like so sad now. She's like, my dreams have been destroyed. Courtney, you ruined my life.
I think it's 250,000.
It's 52,000.
What? No, it's not. Damn, America.
And then
You know what's funny? You know what is funny? America is actually like the number one pays on average the highest amount. Iceland has rivaled it for some reason. It's been kind of back and forth between them for the last few years. But literally America is number one, so all other countries pay less.
guess how much the top 25% is at 35? These are the top 25% of earners.
It's 50,000 is the average income of a 37-year-old man.
And then what's the top 25% of a 37-year-old? If you had to guess.
Yeah, because you think like, oh, you're 37, you got everything worked out. He probably has like a house, he has like a certain life, right? Like people, they just think like age, like, oh, you should be at this point. But it's not like that. It's not like that at all.
The top 25% of a 37-year-old man? Dang, maybe it's 200,000.
86.
What? No, it's not.
The top 10% is 137,000. The top 1% of earners at 37 years old. Top 1%ers.
Right.
Like we're talking 1%, 304,000. Still not 650. Do you think that your standards are unrealistic? Do you think it's realistic?
Oh no, totally realistic. She's gonna get that 0.1% man who makes the 600K. She's good.
Like, what do you think after hearing the median and the statistics around it? Like, what are your initial thoughts?
It definitely is shocking because a 37-year-old man is a lot older than me. And that means that I don't even know how to process this right now.
And the median income never eclipses 65,000 regardless of the age.
Wow.
So, yeah, the median income for even a 75-year-old, 16 to 75, never eclipses 65,000. And then over 70% of men never make 100K even once in their lifetime. Over 70%. In 2021, only 23.4% of the male workforce made 100,000, and that's all ages. So you have to assume a lot of them are older, above 40, 50, 60s. What do you think makes women feel like they want?
This is insane. It's insane. Everybody in this video, except for the skater girl, she was more realistic. It's just like their minds are on fire right now.
That. Like, what is causing women to want the 1%ers?
I think a lot of it is like social media hype and just this grand idea of what's obtainable nowadays, which it totally is, but you have to work for it. And that's why it's 1% and not everybody's doing it. So it's not bad to want that, but you have to surround yourself with those types of people. So honestly, for a long time, you're probably going to be in the 25%, but that's how you strive and you get better and you meet the right people. So I think they want it because it seems so obtainable based on social media.
Do you think a lot of people just don't know the statistics around it?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I was a little shocked when, obviously the 1% is going to be that higher income, but what was the beginning, like 41?
The median is 41.
Yeah. That was shocking to me, to be honest with you. But I mean, it makes sense.
So where do you think these guys are at that are making this much money? Like, what do you think they're doing?
To be honest, like it's probably, I'm thinking like as someone that's in like the STEM world, they're probably in either STEM, entrepreneurship, or they are in the entertainment industry and they are the lucky few, I would think. or they're maybe doing trades.
Okay, and what industry are you in? You're in STEM?
Yeah, I'm in STEM.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Oh, whoa. That's impressive. So do you meet a lot of men who make this much money? Like, do most of the men you interact with meet these requirements?
Yes, if they're older, if they're outside my age range, yes.
Where do you think these guys are at that are making this much money?
They're honestly probably just not around because they're
probably working. That's what they're doing. They're working, and their wives or their partners are locking that shit down. They don't let them go out by themselves. They're always next to them.
more going for themselves and just like going out and like partying around. They're probably like strictly businessmen, you know? So I don't know. It's Starbucks at 7 a.m. in the morning. That'd be my guess at their business office.
So you said 150 to 250 would be kind of ideal. Over 70% of men never make 100K even once in their lifetime. So last year alone in 2021, only 23.4% of the male workforce made 100K. And this is like all ages, 16 to 75, like all working people. Yeah, and the majority of them, like you have to assume they're older because it's factoring in all ages. And then only one age from 16 to 75.
The look at her face. The look on her face is just like, it's just slowly like the hope is being drained out of him. It's just slowly like, it's like, I think she's gonna start crying soon.
At the top 10% are making 200K. If you had to guess, pick, which age do you think this is?
39.
75 years old.
Hell no. I don't want a raisin.
What's wrong with a raisin? Raisins are good. Especially that Raisin Bran, little milk.
I don't want a Hugh Hefner. Trust me, I'd rather just be single. Thank you, though.
Have you ever met any men that make that much money that are in the age that you're looking for?
Yeah, multiple.
And where do you typically meet them? Like online or on trips?
One I met traveling, one on a dating app, and one or two in person, like out, like going out with my friends. But there are people that do make that are younger. It's just not like the median, right?
Right.
Is that what you're saying?
So over 70% of men never make 100K in their lifetime. But last year, 23.4% of the male workforce made 100K. So that was in 2021.
Okay.
So 23.4%. Majority of those are probably older. But there probably is a small percentage that make, over 100K. But I mean, you said 300K, so that's not even anywhere close. But the median income for people never eclipses 65K regardless of age.
That's insane. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess there is like a wide range, so.
Would you marry a guy who made less money than you?
Yeah, for sure.
Yes, because at the end of the day, like, you can't, like, that isn't necessarily what makes me, like, attracted to a person. And just because somebody makes X amount of dollars, like, you can't force yourself, at least I can't, to like someone for that reason. Mm-hmm. So, like, if whoever I fall in love with or, like, want to be with doesn't make that, then it is what it is.
Mm-hmm. So you'd be willing to make changes and compromises to your ideal scenario based off of hearing these statistics?
I feel like, do you have any choice at this point? Do you have any choice? I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, because being in your ideal scenario but with the wrong person is going to be miserable. So,
right,
definitely.
Like if the only way you could have that is if the guy's 75 years old, like you're not choosing that.
No. It depends. That depends because if I'm making enough money that I can sustain the family and still be a housewife, I guess. Like I'm making enough passive income or enough.
What are you going to do to be making this passive income? It's very easy to say that, but it's like more difficult in practice.
Like I can take time off enough with my job, then I'm okay with my husband not making as much, but
only if you were, say, at making 500K yourself.
Yeah. If I was making 500K, then I can make that exception, but I don't think that I could marry somebody that makes less than me.
If the amount that I was making was different, then I think, okay, so the higher the amount of money that I would make would determine like if I would be willing to marry someone that makes less than me. At the end of the day, I would stay true to who I am, and if this was a person that I really ideally liked and they were just making 50,000, and they were loyal, I would be with that person for sure.
Yeah, but as long as he doesn't have more debt than me, that's fine. Like, that's just like where we're talking about, like, if you're getting married to somebody, like, their baggage is your baggage. So you could make less money than me, that's fine, but don't bring more debt than me.
That is true. Oh my God. Everybody out there, make sure you have those conversations before you get married to somebody. Yeah. Please don't make the same mistake I did. Ugh.
You know, that's where it's like, I'm not going to pay your bills that way.
What is it do you think that these men want specifically in a woman? Like, what would make a guy like pick you or want to be with you if they're making this much money? Like, what are they looking for?
A wallflower, someone they can come home to, and they're making dinner and they're draped in lingerie and
Sounds great.
Unrealistic wife, I guess.
It's not unrealistic. What do you mean? This is like she's cooking and she's wearing like an apron and she got lingerie underneath. That's like easy mode. Come on, that's hard. That was not hard.
Someone who takes the kids to school every day, someone who doesn't complain, and yeah, I'm basically not that.
What do you got to complain about? He's like taking care of everything. I mean, you can complain to him about the kids did something. That's not like complaining. Come on, like sometimes we all gotta vent. There's a realistic complaining and then there's like over the top complaining.
Is what I'm trying to get. So folks, I'm screwed for that matter.
And what do you think those guys want? Like the top 1% men, what are they looking for in women?
I mean, I hope it's just honesty and like loyalness, because that's the most hard,
No.
I guess, like personality trait to find nowadays. And it's, I think, what should be the most important. So I hope that's what they're looking for. Honestly, though, it's probably fake ass and big titties, which is.
What? It's not fake ass and big titties. Come on. Loyalty and honesty are very important. They're probably some of the best things in the communication. It's not fake ass and big titties. But you do want a woman who looks good, but it's not that.
Is cool. I turn my head too, but it's just, I don't think they're as realistic as they should be. I mean, they say the same about us, so.
So you think men are unrealistic about maybe what they're looking for too?
Or they're not as, well, not that they're unrealistic, but that there's such a painted picture of like what this woman should look like based on all these women on social media with Facetune and Photoshop and this, that, and the other, that it goes both ways.
Look. Just looking at her herself, she's a good-looking woman. You know what I'm saying? I don't think she's going to have a problem like meeting somebody. She looks good. She looks like she's in shape and stuff. I don't think that that's an issue. I don't think any guy is going to be like, oh, no, we want the, fake tits and whatever. Like, come on. Let's not be like unrealistic here. Like, I think men that make more money would still going to be happy like with this.
But do you think since they're like the top 1% of men, they feel like they can be more picky about
yeah,
that kind of stuff?
100% that they can be a little bit more choosy. I mean, I think core values should always be present. You should always have standards for that. But if it's like aesthetics and looks, those 1%ers probably feel, they don't have to talk to you if they don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I mean, if you get to be a 1%er, and you're making all this money and you're at the top, and you're at the top, why wouldn't you be able to be more picky? Like, you sure as heck know like a woman's going to be more picky when she knows she's at the top. So why can't the guy be picky? I think they should be. I mean, why wouldn't they be?
And do you think women have unrealistic expectations too about men?
Yeah, absolutely.
Specifically, like in the money category that we're talking about.
Yes,
like,
I mean,
I just asked you to
Clearly.
paint, a picture, and it's like a $3 million nest egg
Yeah.
with the car. So, like,
So
what
nice.
are your thoughts after hearing the statistics? Like, does that still seem realistic to you, or do you think it's maybe a little?
I mean, it seems realistic to myself because I know what I'm gonna get, and I really don't need the support of a guy like that. Like, I'm looking for another pilot. You know what I mean? I don't need a co-pilot. So
you're looking for a boss looking for a boss. It's just, oh God. It's like, what's the point of the relationship if you're both there, going to be working all the time and doing all this stuff, and then like you're not going to spend any time together? It's just, I don't even understand. It doesn't make sense. It does not make sense. I hate it. I just hate it. And also, what does she think she's going to do that she's going to make all this money so she can buy a $1.5 million car? Like, oh my God. Maybe she will. Maybe she's like cryptocurrency person or something. I don't know. But this is just, it just seems so like unrealistic. I guess it's good to have big dreams, but okay, I'm gonna stop.
it just depends on the type of person that you surround yourself with. So I think anything could be realistic. You just have to work for it.
What are these guys looking for in women? Like, what do you think they want in a woman?
So that's why I feel this is the catch with dating someone that's making a significant amount of money. Even though they can provide the lifestyle that I, in a perfect world, ideally would love to have, this is a person that has access to so many more things than the average person has. So I might not be enough for this person's curiosities, and that would make me very insecure in a relationship. It would make me, if I was making significantly less than a partner, it would make me feel insecure, like I wasn't on the same level as them. And not that I'm trying to like be the, super equal with my partner, because I can be submissive in some areas. I feel like that would just, I couldn't maintain a relationship with a person.
Like, you would think maybe that they were looking elsewhere.
I think that men that make this much money just want a woman that's really easygoing, really laid back, probably doesn't have much of an opinion that's different from their own. I'll never be that woman. I'll always argue, a difference of opinions because it's fun to me. So,
Okay. It's okay to like to be fun and like argue a difference of opinion because it's fun, as long as it's clear that this isn't like a real fight. Like, you're not actually like having a real fight, but you're just sort of playing around. I don't think that's a problem. What is wrong with the things that you said? Why can't somebody be like that? Be loyal and supportive and be like a really good friend and have sort of same interests, and you just get along, like you got really good chemistry. Like, if you're really into somebody and you really have good chemistry and you really love them, like, it doesn't matter if you start making $1 million or $1 billion. You're not going to leave because you just love that person so much and you're so into them. Just find the right person for you and stop worrying about all of the money thing. The money things you will work out.
I feel like they want a woman that they can be very, what is the word? Like, dominant over. Like, they're going to be calling the shots.
Why do they always act like the guys want to just be sitting there controlling everybody? I don't think that's it at all. I think men, we want someone who's going to be loyal to us and support us. And if we are like, hey, maybe we shouldn't do this, they'll listen to us. They're not going to sit there and argue and just F off and do it anyways. That's not a good relationship, regardless of how much money you make. You just want somebody who's going to work with you and is like really good with you. And like, they have certain things that they take care of. You have certain things that you take care of, and that's it. There's none of this, like, we just want to sit there and micromanage your day.
These are all negative things.
Would you be willing to make any changes or compromises to the things that you want based off of hearing the statistics, like the house, how many kids, cars, vacations, living in your nice neighborhood? Like, what compromises would you make? Or would you not be willing to make any compromises and this is just the life that you want? End all be all.
I just think at this stage in my life, because I'm 24 and I've dated a few guys, and that's still a goal of mine. Maybe if I was like 30 and, you know, my fertility clock was ticking and I needed to make some compromises to kind of like settle down with somebody, then I would probably be able to do that. But as of right now, that is still a goal of mine.
Total wrong way to look at this. I don't know why women love to do this. And it's not all women, I'm generalizing, right? But they like to be there and be like, well, I'm still in my 20s, so I have lots of time, so I don't really need to alter anything. And then when I'm getting into my 30s and things start getting like to the warning signs, like, oh, you should start doing something. You should start doing something, you know? Warning, warning, it's time's running out. Then I'll make the change. No, if you make the change now, you're more likely to find the good solid guy, because by the time you're in your 30s, those guys are still trying to date women that are in your 20s or whatever, and it's like you're competing. It's going to be harder for you to get them. So why do you? It's like you're wasting your time.
And I think that it's achievable. Because I think that you can live that life with $300,000. Probably not $100,000, but $300,000 probably.
It's very different when you're expecting someone else to do it for you versus I'm gonna do it myself.
Right.
And then, you know, whoever I'm with will hopefully have a similar mindset and be able to like work towards it with me, and we can kind of tackle it together.
Right. Yeah, it's like if you have 20K and I have 20K, like we can get so much more done as opposed to myself or yourself or me just demanding that you have that. It would never work for me.
Yeah, no, I'm not too fixated on the salary. I still want to be comfortable and hopefully have some of the things that I wasn't able to have, you know, go on trips and have kids and have them well taken care of. So whatever that means. It's a cliche saying, but like my best friend growing up, she came from a family of 8, also a blended family like mine, and her mom always said, you always make things work. So I'm like actually not even worried about it, because I think if you just think that I'm going to make it work, we're going to make it work.
Hey, make it work.
And overall,
Instead of taking a trip where you fly in an airplane, you pack all the kids into a car or something or a minivan and you guys go on like a road trip. You know what I mean? Like you make it work.
just to round out this video, would you say that you're surprised by the statistics I showed you, like the median income of the 31-year-old only being, let me look really quick, $45,000?
Oh yeah, I'm shocked. But then again, like I understand it now that I think back of like different conversations I've had with people, different dates that I've went on. I'm like, that does make a lot of sense. But at the same time, it's also kind of nerve-wracking, because if I'm thinking like, you know, back in the day, like if you would have thought like in high school, like, hey, you know, once I'm 30, you know, everyone thought like, oh, at least for girls, like we're gonna be married, you know, we're gonna have kids, we're gonna be living in this big house, and that's not even like the standard of living currently, or even like the average. So yeah, like that's insane to think about.
Yeah, and guys, we also had some sort of thoughts, right? We all thought we're gonna have this car, we're gonna have this job, we're gonna have travel, whatever. We're gonna have this kind of like hot girlfriend, whatever, or hot wife. We all thought these same things. Then you're like 35, and you're like, what? How did I get here? And how come I don't have those things? Especially like some cities, the house prices are so expensive. It's like $1 million homes, and you're like, well, you're making 65,000, you'll be able to afford that. Please.
Yeah, it's crazy when you have an idea of what you want, but you don't really know what it is you're asking for.
Yeah, you don't know the true value of things until like you're currently experiencing it.
I think just surprised, honestly, because I wouldn't have guessed that. So it's good to know what is more realistic.
I'm definitely shocked, to say the least, especially for me picking 27. I wonder if maybe I would have picked a little bit of an older age. But it just wasn't ideal for where they would be at. But you said people don't even eclipse over 61,000. 65,000 over their life. That's just like,
for the median, yeah.
Yeah, for the average of people, it's interesting. So, I mean, I guess it really just depends on what you do for a living. Was a huge takeaway for me. I would have never guessed that number.
Yeah, because even if you go to 30, it's 45,000. 35, 52,000.
Wow.
And when you're a woman who's making, you know, a good amount yourself, it's like you don't even think about a man making less than you. I think is the mindset that a lot of women have.
OnlyFans. Making it all on OnlyFans. Bringing in like 10, 15K a month. And then the guy's like, I make 65 a year. I make 50 a year.
I don't know, for myself, because I at a young age just figured out like the type of people to be around and how to invest and turn more money into money and things of that nature. So to know that a lot of people work really hard and never get there is like sad, I guess. Because I don't care if my man makes less money than me. Like, bitch, I'll pay for the trip to Bora Bora, but like, just be cool. So yeah, that's interesting.
Spoken like a 24-year-old. I'm sorry.
You know that. Do you feel like a lot of women nowadays are like, I demand this? Like,
yeah, I do, and I think a lot of it has to do with social media.
Yeah, me too.
Just really painting an unrealistic picture of what we should be looking for in a partner, and also just like, if a guy's 25 years old, he's not going to be making 250K. You know, like it takes a long time to make money.
100%.
And I think people who don't grind and work themselves or come from a background where they had to like really work for money or understand the value of a dollar, they don't understand how hard you have to work to make money.
Sure.
And some people, you know, they work their butt off and they never make that much money.
I'm gonna have to accept a man that makes $60,000, and honestly, from what I'm hearing, it sounds like they'd be a lot better, for one, but for two, a man that's gonna come home and not cheat on you.
So were you shocked by the median income of a 32-year-old?
Yeah, that's just insane.
My conclusion is that these questions that you asked me are very important factors in, you know, having a relationship with someone and having a happy, comfortable marriage, having realistic expectations in your life and with a partner, you know, or being in a situation where you're settling, you know, with a partner. It just brings up all those different things.
I thought she was going to say, like, these questions that you asked me are complete bullshit. I don't believe any of it. This was a setup. You brought me in here to destroy my dreams.
I guess my takeaway from this is that I probably should be studying, you know, different jobs that these men can have because I need to change. Maybe if I really want to find my ideal husband, I need to change, you know, what rooms I'm showing up in.
All right, well, that's it. We went through it. I didn't get as angry as I thought I was going to. I think at one point I was just like, this is what it is. Like, they're totally unrealistic, and I just have to suffer through this. Listen to this. I just resigned myself to my fate. I was like, oh, it's fine. It's all good. You know, they're gonna have some wild things, but I like how Courtney at least brought it back with the stats, which was very helpful. All right, hopefully you liked this video. I know it's long, but please like it, subscribe, leave a comment. It all helps with the algorithm, the YouTube algorithm.